What's up, everyone? Checking in tonight. I wanted to come here and give a special shout out to everybody here because this is a place that was very important to the success of my channel. So 2 million. 2 million. Thank you, everyone. Good to see you all. If I had to do it all over again, what would I do different? Nothing. Nothing. I don't think. I probably would have, maybe a couple of things. I would have learned how to use my camera sooner. I would have gotten a nice camera sooner. But I don't think, other than that, there's just, some, took a while before I was, had gotten to be pretty good on speaking on camera. I watched some of the old videos and I think that I could have done a better job, at least on some of them, especially the ones that I watch that are from the control room. There's a real deadness in there too, sonically, that kind of bothers me on some of the videos that I watched that were done in there. I didn't do too many in there, but what's up, Subi? I didn't do that many videos in the control room, but one of the things that kind of bugs me when I watch those is that it's just so dry. Just the speaking is so dry. A speaking world tour. Would anyone come if I went somewhere? If I went to speak anywhere? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't have a high opinion on that. I can't imagine people showing up for something like that. Would you guys show up if I went somewhere? If I was live somewhere? Yes. Wow. Well, it's going to happen, It's going to happen. I got to turn this light down. It's really bothering my eyes here. That's better. Yeah, that's better. So I thought about some music to play tonight in celebration. And it's a little bit of jazz, but it's some weird jazz. I'm gonna start by playing some Ornette Coleman. Those of you that don't know Ornette, you should. There's some early records that you guys should be familiar with. I'll play a few cuts. So I want to say his second record, The Shape of Jazz to Come. I'm not sure if that's his second record, but I think it is. Came out in 1959. And this is the record. I think this is the first one that Charlie Hayden plays bass on, but it's Billy Higgins. I believe it's Billy Higgins, Billy Higgins on drums, Charlie Hayden on the bass, and Don Cherry on the trumpet, and Ornette on the saxophone. Alto sax. So, let's see. This looks like maybe these are the liner notes or something. It says, of all the striking jazz innovations that coalesced in the year of 1959, Ornette's was the most radical. Miles Davis streamlined chord progressions and carved out room for melodic space on Kind of Blue. Coltrane raised the bar on virtuosity with the relentless tempo and leaping key changes of Giant Steps. Wow, these all came out in 59. But Texas-born alto saxophonist Ornette Coleman eschewed conventional harmony and form altogether. And with The Shape of Jazz to Come, he began a stint with Atlantic Records that remains one of jazz's grandest achievements. He also debuted one of the most expressive and atypical jazz quartets of all time, with Don Cherry on pocket trumpet, Charlie Haden on bass, and Billy Higgins on drums. Coleman and Cherry may relate to the emotion, the pitch, the rhythm, the melody of a theme without relating to chords or bar divisions, wrote critic Martin Williams in his liner notes. The alert 4/4 meter walking bass of modern mainstream jazz was still often present, but during solos, there might be no form at all, just interplay and creative exchange in the moment, a modality that later became to be called time, no changes. Framing these improvisations were Cornette's inescapable singing melodies from the captivating wail of the opening Lonely Woman to the quizzical calm of Peace. The melodies, or heads, head is the melody of the song, in jazz parlance, were usually voiced in unison, alto, sax, and trumpet in the bebop manner, but the attack was raw. The articulation more gestural and imperfect, the phrases wildly unpredictable. Listen to the disorienting stop-start structures of focus on sanity and congeniality, for instance. So it goes on about this, but let's actually listen to some of the music here. This is what they would call free jazz, but one of the things about free jazz, when Charlie Haden was playing bass, it wasn't as free as people think it was. Because Charlie Haden, I'm guarantee you Charlie Haden had perfect pitch. There's no question about it. Charlie Haden's ear, Charlie Haden is the bass player. Some of you might know of him playing with Pat Metheny, but the reason he played with Pat Metheny is because Pat was obsessed with these Ornette records. Charlie Haden could hear what keys these guys were playing in when they were soloing, and he would play chord changes under them that made sense with the notes that they were playing. So it wasn't quite as free, meaning when I say free, I mean free of chord changes, as you might think. So I'm going to start with Congeniality. This is the second to last track on the record. You'll notice it's a bebop sounding melody or head, right? But it's but when it gets to the solo, there's not chord changes, so to speak. Check it out. Listen to the groove of the solos. Listen to where the notes are placed in the beat and how good it feels. Check it out. Listen to Charlie's feel here, his bass feel. so good. Whoa, bass. Okay, the bass and drums are just killing it right there. Ba-doom, da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. That is amazing. Listen, listen. So he's like, ba-ba-da, the bass. Charlie knows exactly what notes these guys are playing. So he's putting the harmony under it. He's playing the chord changes, even though there are no chord changes. This is free, right? Free meaning there is no chord chart. They're just improvising. So this is Ornette Coleman, The Shape of Jazz to Come. Ornette Coleman on the saxophone, Don Cherry on the trumpet, Charlie Haden on the bass, Billy Higgins on the drums. Okay. If you know the Pat Metheny record 8081 that has Jack DeJohnette and Charlie Haden, they play they play the song Turnaround. It's from a different record, but let me play one more track from this. This is Lonely Woman, the opening track. Remember, this is a language. Think of speaking here. So the energy of the ride, right? The melody's floating over it, right? Over this incessant group. If you don't feel that, man. Wow. Hunter. Thank you. Wondering how familiar with Japanese music scene. You know, I got an email from my dear friend Marty Friedman, who lives in Japan, who's lived in Japan for, 20 some odd years. And we are going to do a video together on Japanese pop music. So that's what I know about Japanese music. That was kind of a thing that Marty turned me on to 20 years ago when we met, 21, 22 years ago, something like that. But he emailed me the other day, and we're going to do something together here, probably in the next few weeks. Something like that. Okay, so... Oh, my mic is a little low here. There we go. Is that better? Check. Okay, so that's a little Ornette Coleman for you. That's just one of the records. There's... that was Shape of Just to Come. There's a record called This Is Our Music. There's a tune that you might know. I'm going to play one more song here. This record is the quintet with the same guys. And this tune's called Humpty Dumpty. You might know this one. Check it out. Steve Coleman is not related, I don't think. Solo. You hear the bass hard pan. I see somebody notices that bass is in the left speaker. Da, 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 da. One thing needed. Woo! Oh, I love his phrases. Woo! Thank you, Hugo. There's a the first track on this record, Blues Connotation. I'll play just a little bit of it. Yes, the toms are tuned incredibly high in that last tune. That's jazz tuning. Oh, drums are killing. Bass. Oh. Now, do yourself a favor. Take a couple of these early Ornette records. Take one of them. You know, this record. This Is Our Music, or The Shape of Jazz to Come, or Change of the Centuries one. I mean, there's a lot of these early records that are just great. And take one and just listen to it for a week. Let's do it every day. Listen to it for just a couple minutes a day. And just take one record and get familiar with it. Tomorrow's The Question is a record. Charlie Hayden doesn't play bass on that one, but Shape of Jazz to Come. Free Jazz is another record, one of the early records. Town Hall, Ornette on tenor is one. Any of these early records, any of the records from the early 60s, or like from 59 through 62, any of those records. And check them out. They're amazing. Just get familiar with it. Just for 2020, take one new artist, one artist that you haven't been familiar with, and give it 5 days or something. Pick one record and listen to it every day for 5 days or something. And every week, you got 52 weeks, you can go through 52 different artists. And maybe you go, maybe you just move from, you do a progressive rock record, a jazz record, a free jazz record, maybe a modern classical record, something like that, or pick a piece, something to get familiar with, and really think about broadening the, just your exposure to new sounds. In this case, old sounds. These are 50-year-old sounds. These are records that came out when I was born, This is the music that shaped my college years, though. When I was in college, 1980 to 84, these were records that were classics then. You figure they had been out for, 20 years at that time. Now, 20-year-old record is not that old. If you think back 20 years ago, it was the year 2000, right? So these records, to me in college, were like records for people today that came out in 2000. So this was a really, great time. And Ornette is a person that's really worthy of checking out, I think that there's just some absolutely great records. You don't have to. I would say to go outside your comfort zone and listen to music that you're not that familiar with. We can all listen to music that is that came out, that we're familiar with. It's so easy to listen to music that you're familiar with. It's very comfortable to do that. But I would say if you want to kind of expand your mind, that's something I would definitely think about doing. Let me think what else here. I love the, Ornette is somebody, I don't know why Ornette popped into my mind today, but those records were really important in my development. And I think it's just great to have the kind of a historical context for them. Take a year, let's say 1959, right? We heard, what records did we hear that came out in 59? You heard Giant Steps came out in 1959. Let's go to Giant Steps here. We don't, if you're not familiar with Giant Steps, I'm not going to play Giant Steps. I'll play something else off of Giant Steps that you might not know, okay? Now, Giant Steps is a classic record. People hear the term Giant Steps, it's a thing, a name to drop, a word to drop. But Giant Steps is a song off John Coltrane's Giant Steps record, which came out in 1959. But there's a song called, and there's a really hard chord progression that Giant Steps, that the tune has, right? It starts out in B major, but it's only 2 beats in B. So it's B major 7, and then the second beats are D7 to G major 7. And the resolutions start, the resolutions go over the bar, they don't go over the bar line, but it's unusual to change keys in the middle of a measure, right? Think about it. So Giant Step starts B major 7, right? Whoops. So it starts on B major 7. Let's see if you guys can see this. I'll try and hold the guitar up. I can't really play it that well like this, but I'll do it. So starts on B major 7. Then immediately, then we're in the key of G. That's 5, 1, 5 in E flat major to 1 in E flat major. Then 2, 5, 1 in G. Then you go 2, 5, 1 in E flat, 2, 5, 1 in B, right? And then 2, 5, 1 in E flat, 2, 5, 1 in G, 2, 5, 1 in B, 2, 5, 1 in E flat, and then a turnaround. So the chord changes move about that fast. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. So when you hear Coltrane soloing over this, he practiced for a long time before they did this. He plays a lot of these patterns that are add 9 chords, like B. I'm sorry. So B major, that's B major add 9. 1, 2, 3, 5 in B. Then 1, 2, 3, 5 in D major. G major, B flat 7, E flat major, right? Then you've got, that's a 2, 5, 1 in G. So, and then you go 5, 1, then a 2, 5, then a 5, 1 in the key of B, right? Well, there's a different song on this record called Countdown that was really even more difficult to play over. And this is based on the Miles Davis song Tune Up. So it's these Coltrane changes that happen in three different sets of progressions. But the thing is that Coltrane is soloing over it with no accompaniment. Okay, this is Countdown. I'm going to play Countdown. So Countdown is giant steps, but way harder. Okay. Thank you, Andy. Check out the chords. Okay, so on the Giant Steps record, so there's a lot of different musicians that play on here. Jimmy Cobb plays drums on some of the songs. I want to say that Art Taylor, you've got a couple different piano players, Tommy Flanagan and Red Garland, maybe? I'm going to look it up, actually. So we have Tommy Flanagan plays on Giant Steps, I know. Wynton Kelly plays on Naima. Let's see, Giant Steps, Cedar Walton on Giant Steps, alternate versions. Okay. Art Taylor on the drums, got that. And then Tommy Flanagan, Wynton Kelly. Okay, those are the piano players. And Paul Chambers on the bass. So that's basically the band. I mean, on the record, there's alternate takes on the version. So, but this is a record to know. I mean, there's so many great songs on this record, and besides Giant Steps, the two records that kind of went back to back, that are really important. I mean, if you're going to listen to any Coltrane, you really need to start earlier on, I think, with these records. Yeah, you start with, I probably would start with the Moment's Notice record. Blue Train record that came out in '58. So a year before this. This is a huge transition too in his playing. You started to get songs like Moment's Notice that had a really hard chord progression, and Lazy Bird, Locomotion, Moment's Notice. Blue Train is a blues on Blue Train, obviously. Now, one of the things on Blue Train, I'm going to play Blue Train, the title track to this record. So this is John Coltrane, 1958. Blue Train is a blues. Here's an interesting thing about this. So you have John Coltrane on the sax, Lee Morgan on the trumpet, and the Lee Morgan solo is really a classic solo. This is something that I learned when I was in college. This was a solo this was a solo that, to me was the kind of just an important solo that I think every jazz player should learn if you're learning bebop, especially back then. When I was in college, I think that that was a solo that, like, if you knew Lee Morgan's solo on Blue Train, the double time solo, you really understood bebop. So all the solos on here, every time they do a chorus, so everybody plays in time, and then on the second chorus or so, they play one or two choruses in double time. I'll show you. So you got John Coltrane, Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller on the trombone, Kenny Drew on the piano, Paul Chambers on the bass, and Philly Joe Jones on the drums. Okay, so let's check out Blue Train. This is the first track on Blue Train, and it's a blues. Here it is. This is Coltrane. Woo! Oh, come on. Double time. So the drums are in double time. Then back to time. You get the background horns then. Woo! Oh! right here. Then. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, yeah. Double time. Here we go. Back in time. Oh! Oh man, killing it now. Okay. Now, Lee Morgan was shot by his wife, I believe, at a club. He was killed on the bandstand in a club. I think it was called Slugs in 1973, maybe. I'm going to look it up here. Lee Morgan is the trumpet player on there. Let me see here. Let's see here. Lee Morgan death. 1972. Let's see here. He died at age 33. Death and legacy here. He was killed in the early hours of February 19th, 1972 at Slugs Saloon, a jazz club in New York City's East Village, where his band was performing. Following an altercation between set, Morgan's common-law wife, Helen Moore, shot him. Injuries are not immediately fatal, but the ambulance was slow in arrival on the scene as the city had experienced heavy snowfall that resulted in extremely difficult driving conditions. It took so long to get to the hospital that Morgan bled to death. He was 33. Yeah, crazy, right? Crazy stuff. Just absolutely brilliant player, 33 years old, Lee Morgan. So these two records came out 1 year apart, this and Giant Steps. I mean, Coltrane's playing took a major leap. A lot of practicing in that year. Even if you just took 1 year, like 1959, and what's up, Kinch? Streetwise Guitar. Okay, that's my buddy Kinch. You guys should check out his channel. He just put out a new video today. That was excellent. Kinch has a YouTube channel. I told him when he comes on, I'm going to tell people to go subscribe to his channel. Streetwise Guitar. Kinch is my dear friend. I called him Morgan. The documentary Jason just put on there. So there is a documentary of Lee Morgan on there. So between Lee Morgan and Clifford Brown, who died at 25 or so, I mean, terrible, these jazz trumpet players. Oh my gosh, just awful. They lived tough lives. They really did. So yeah, like I said, just take a year, take 1959, take 1971. 1971, if you took that, you could get a ton of records. Let's see what records came out. Albums in 1971. Okay, albums of 71. How about Sticky Fingers? Who's Next? Led Zeppelin 4, Joni Mitchell Blue, Aqualung, Tapestry, What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, LA Woman, Electric Warrior, T-Rex, Master of Reality, Black Sabbath, Metal, Pink Floyd. I mean, this is 1971, the Yes album. Paul McCartney, Ram, Live at the Fillmore East, Allman Brothers, Santana 3, Nilsson Schmilsson. I mean, it's insane. Mudslide Slim, the James Taylor record. Imagine came out that year. Concert for Bangladesh. Tarkus, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Madman Across the Water, Elton John. If you took American Pie, Don McLean, Nursery Crime, Genesis, these all came out in 1971. 71 was a kind of a good year for music, right? If you just took 1971, I mean, really between 70 and 73, 70 and 72, those 3 years are absolutely phenomenal. There's just, if you're not familiar with that year, if you're young and you haven't heard any of the records from that year, check that out. Without autotune and without Beat Detective, Prince Westerberg just said that. Wasn't it great? It was great. I mean, that was an incredible. Not to mention the 71 Plexi. I have my 71 JMP back there. That's one of my favorite amps here. Not disco. That wasn't disco wasn't happening yet. Not quite. But take a year like that, right? It's oh man, there's so many good soul records that came out. Temptations, Isley Brothers, Al Green, Maybe Tomorrow, Jackson 5. Oh my God, just so many big songs. Shaft, Isaac Hayes, his record came out that year. So that's that's another thing you can do. Check out some of those records that you've never heard before. Pick 3 songs or so. But that's a thing to do for chart it out. Get one new record, one new artist. How about one new artist a week in 2021? How's that sound? You can get through 52 different artists, right? If you do that. Put it on there. Stevie Wonder, week of January 1st. 7 days of Stevie Wonder. Listen to a new record every day. Maybe do the Moody Blues the second week. Oh my God, there's some great Moody Blues records. Everybody's always saying, why didn't you do Moody Blues for my alternate tuning video? And I was thinking, what Moody Blues song is alternate tune? I tell you what has a great I'm trying to think what I love these. I love this song, like Ride My Seesaw, all the psychedelic stuff that they had. This is Moody Blues. The question is in open tuning, that's right. Good call. Ride my seesaw, take this place. Listen to how long the reverb is. Just for me. Take a free ride, take my place, have my seat, it's for free. I worked like a slave for years, sweat so hard just to end my fears, not to end my life beforehand, but by now I know I should have run. Okay, here's a great. This is a great, great Moody Blues song. The Story in Your Eyes. This is a good song. Great guitar tone. I love the muted guitar. It's awesome.
Oh, I've been thinking about a fortune, and I've decided that we're really not to blame. For the love that's deep inside us now, it's still the same.
I love the reverb. It's so psychedelic.
And the sounds we make together is the music to the story in your eyes. It's been shining down on me now, I realize. Listen to the tide slowly turning.
Oh yeah.
Hush all our heartaches away.
Right here. This is amazing.
We're part of the fire that is burning, and from the ashes we can build another day. Oh, I'm fighting for you children, and the life that we are living is in vain, and the sunshine that is raining for winter rain.
Okay, so when you hear the term wall of sound, this is interesting. So like this song has wall of sound production, meaning it's just filled to the brim sonically. There's no space at all. You know, you barely have space for the vocal. So much stuff going on, and it's psychedelic on top of it, right? Hold on one second. This is a bot here. There we go. That was a bot. So the psychedelic nature of the reverbs, things like that. When I think of psychedelic music, you know, I don't just think of Strawberry Fields Forever or Tomorrow Never Knows, the Beatles or something, right? I think of just this kind of drenched reverb sounds like that, like the Moody Blues, or let's see, what's another good one here that they had? Yeah, some of these. Let's see, Days of Futures Past. Let's see here. I can't remember what songs are on what records here. So yeah, it's these. Oh man, there's so many good songs, but you know, Phil Spector was really the wall of sound was his production style, but a lot of people adopted that. That's been a thing that's kind of come and gone during, really through the history of rock music. Wall of sound production. I mean, there's wall of sound in R&B songs. I mean, when I think of wall of sound, I just think of no space. Everything is filled, right? You just heard that when I hear this, you have the solo going on, you have the rhythm guitars, you have the strings, you got the bass drums, everything. There's just nothing. There's no space at all for anything. If you compare that to let's see, to something that's a lot more sparse, right? Like this. Which is also psychedelic.
Riders on the storm.
Oh, look how much
Riders
space.
on the storm.
All hard
Into
pan.
this house we're born.
The voice is up the center
Into this world
and has all that
we're
reverb. So the voice is just
like
lush.
a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
Oh, man.
There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah.
Now, one of the things that helps this song and a lot of songs of this era is the hard panning, right? The keyboard is only in the left speaker. The guitar is only in the right speaker. And, you may have the drums up the center, but you always have the voice up the center. And usually we'll have the bass up the center. The Doors did use a bass. That's a real bass on here. Listen to it. Oh, man, so good. So good. Love the Doors. Doors are not overrated. Whoever said the Doors were overrated, Doors are not overrated. But let's see here. Okay, so I'll tell you another, speaking of psychedelic, to me this is very from the same era. Hard band, right?
You ask me if there'll come a time when I grow tired of you. Never my love. Never my love. You wonder if this heart of mine will lose its desire for you. Never my love. Never my
Oh my God, this is the best section ever.
What makes you think love will end when you know that my whole life depends
Beautiful.
on you? On you. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, this association, oh my God, Cherish too. These songs are amazing. I love these.
Cherish is a word I use to describe all the feeling that I have hiding here for you inside.
Great arrangement.
You don't know how many times I've wished that I had told you.
The drums are so light.
Times I've wished that I could hold you. You don't know how
And the
many
bass
times I've wished that I could mold you into someone who could cherish me as much as I
or this.
cherish.
Also, the association. Notice that Beatles sound there?
Who's speaking out from under a stairway, calling a name that's lighter than air? Who's bending down to give?
Now you can you notice how the different production values in these, right? Cherish is very small sounding, right? This sounds huge. This, you got the, things centered here. The bass sounds much bigger. The song is fuller. Of course, you have the vocals, lead vocal, hard pan there. But it's a totally different sound. I'm trying to see, let's see, what year was Windy? Hey, Siri, what year was Windy by the Association? Hey, Siri, Windy by the Association. Come on. Siri, Windy by the Association. Oh my God. What? Can somebody just look it up here? Windy, the Association. There we go. What year are we talking? 1967, right? Let's see here. When you get a little bit further, 1968, now listen to this. Okay, now this is one of the greatest songs ever. Glen Campbell, Wichita Lineman, Jimmy Webb's song. Listen to the production values of this as in comparison, right? Listen to the panning and everything and how full.
I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire. I can hear
strings.
You through the whine.
Oh,
and
amazing.
The Wichita lineman.
Oh, man.
Is still on the line.
That's beautiful there.
I know I need a small vacation.
Oh my God, strings are amazing.
And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain.
Oh,
and I need you more than want you. And I want you for all time.
This is perfection.
The Wichita lineman is still on the line.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. So good. Was that tremolo? Oh. Man. Oh. Got chills.
And I need you more than want you. And I want you
oh my God.
for all time.
That's a real string section.
And
that is a perfect string arrangement.
Is still on the line.
Luigi, what went wrong, Rick? Jimmy Webb didn't write every song. That's what went wrong. Oh, beautiful. Oh my God. Okay, so I have a theory though. Glen not only was the singer here, but he was a studio player that played with all these other studio players. So I think that they get a Jimmy Webb song and they're like, oh man, we're going to make this sound as good as possible, because he knew Glen understood the he understood how things should sound, right? and you have this just incredible string arrangement here that like everything about this track is perfect. First of all, it's a very hard song to sing. I think it is Carol Kay on the bass. We should look this up. Wichita Lineman. Let's find out who played on this. I'm looking it up here. Let's see here. How do I find out who played on it? Here we go. Does it say? Somebody there? Anybody know who played on this here? Okay, I gotta look up the album. Here we go. Personnel. Carol Kay, Hal Blaine. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure on that track though. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. So Jimmy Webb played organ on that. I mean, this is just, incredibly well. Al DeLore is the arranger on it. And oh my God, that is just a perfectly arranged and recorded song, and a very hard song to sing and not sound ridiculous because the chord progression is so hip, right? That is definitely worthy of a What Makes a Song. Let's listen to the beginning of this one more time here. Okay, this is great. It's all the Wrecking Crew.
I am a lineman for the county, and I drive
You
the
can tell
main
that
road.
you hear that first inversion there? It's great.
Searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire.
Oh,
I
man.
can hear you through the whine. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line.
This is beautiful. Oh my God.
I know I need a small vacation.
Oh my
but
God.
It don't look like rain.
Man.
And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you.
Man.
And I want you for all time.
Oh.
And the Wichita lineman is still on the line.
Oh, beautiful. So that just absolutely perfect production. I love that. One of my buddies got on a plane once and was like, I remember calling me, he's like, "You're never going to believe who I sat next to." And I said, "Who?" He said, "Jimmy Webb." What? Yes, one of my buddies sat next to Jimmy Webb on a flight from LA to New York years and years ago. That's so cool. There's some really good Jimmy Webb interviews and things on YouTube. You should definitely check out. But that is just a killer song. Great arrangement. Oh my God. That's like all those Gordo tunes. When I listen to when I listen to any of these Gordon Lightfoot songs, the once again a different group of people, but the man, like where's this Gord's Gold? Come on, where is this thing? see all the songs. Here we go. Yeah, these things are just, once again, here's another one. Carefree Highway, this arrangement, incredible. Garance, thank you so much.
Picking up the pieces of my sweet shattered dream. I wonder how the old folks are tonight. Her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. She left me not
Listen to the chorus right here.
what to do. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway.
Then the post-chorus.
The morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you.
Okay, so let's just talk about this for 1 second. So, Carefree Highway has a chorus, has a post-chorus, and then the post-chorus has a refrain at the end of it, right? That comes back to it, slip away on you. This is an incredibly complex chorus, right? This is really like a sophisticated, this is like a 2020 pop song, right? There's so many sections to the chorus. There's so many hooks. It's just hook after hook after hook. Listen again.
Slip away on face.
So verse, then the chorus, right?
Carefree highway, let me slip away.
If this was just the chorus, you'd be like, great chorus. But then we have this.
Seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head
That's the
down to
post-chorus
my
tag,
shoes.
and then back to the hook,
Carefree highway, let me slip away.
and then
slip away on you.
another hook, and then interlude. Come on. So that is a incredibly sophisticated chorus right there. The arrangement, Gordo, come on. Okay, since we listen to that, we're going to listen to this too. My kids would they freak out because I listened to this record of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The guitar parts, the steel, the drums, everything on this is perfect. Every arrangement, oh my God. Oh my God.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down.
Oh,
to
so
the big
dark.
lake they call Gitchagumi.
It's sus too. Beautiful.
The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy.
Listen to the parts. Oh my God.
With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty.
Oh my God. The steel.
That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin.
Oh man,
As the
so
big freighters go,
beautiful.
it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain.
That fill,
unseasoned,
guitar fill.
concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully
Oh my God.
loaded for Cleveland. Then later that
Listen to this
night,
pedal
their
steel.
ship's bell rang. Could it be the north wind they'd been feeling?
Oh, perfect. Drums.
The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing.
Or then.
And every man knew, as the captain did,
Oh my God.
'twas the witch of November come stealing.
Oh my God. Forget it.
Dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain.
These guys are on fire
The
here.
face of a hurricane west wind.
Drums, phenomenal. kick drum is beautiful. Oh, that kick drum is so chunky.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, fellas, it's too rough to feed you.
Then sus arpeggio on the keyboard.
A main hatchway caved in. He said, fellas, it's been good. I know
Listen.
The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship.
If I said to you, is there a synthesizer line like a synthesizer line in the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, you'd be like, oh, there's no synthesizer in it. Are you kidding me? It's like playing this sus arpeggio.
We caved in, he said, fellas, it's been good to know ya.
Here.
The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. Later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the
that guitar fill.
Fitzgerald.
Oh, perfect bend. The song is The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. Oh, man. Oh.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours?
Okay, that is one of the greatest pedal steel parts. Listen to that. Right here.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours?
Dun, dun, dun. Oh my God! And perfectly in tune, the right part.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours?
Oh,
The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her.
play it again.
They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters.
Oh, the toms. This is all a chorus. This song is just one. It's a hymn. This is a hymn. And then
Lake Huron rolls Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen.
wow.
Farther below Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send.
The track is so
The iron
solid.
boats go as the mariners
You don't
all
even
go,
notice it.
with the gales of November remembered.
Oh man. God, these guys knew how to play it. This is a hymn. The whole song is a hymn. It's one melody. And then doubled melody there, right? Bass. And then oh, dropout.
In a musty old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the maritime.
Look at,
sailors'
they're all just leaving the
cathedral.
space. Oh,
Church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
oh my God. I hope that pedal steel player made
Legend
triple
lives on
scale.
From the Chippewa down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi.
Oh my God.
Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Okay, so that is the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is a name of a ship that went down. Oh, geez, I don't know, in mid '70s, probably 1975, on Lake Superior. Thank you, Richard. They have gale-forced winds that they have these essentially storms that are like hurricanes on these, on Lake Superior. And just an absolutely brilliant song, incredible arrangement. That one of the greatest pedal steel parts ever played. I mean, every single part is perfect. The Perfect Storm, yeah. Gordon is basically Canada's Bob Dylan. Well, Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan inducted Gordon Lightfoot into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. Thank you, Hayden. Any thought if you've heard Surf's Up from the Smile Sessions? I have. I don't know if I can. I don't think anything I've played right now will get blocked. But if I play any Brian Wilson, I'm not sure. I don't think I can play it. I don't want the stream to get taken down. I haven't seen anything right now yet that says that I'm going to have a problem. But I don't want the stream to get taken down. I got a couple more things to play here. Since we're in the early 70s here, we're in the mid 70s. I was talking with my buddy Jason about, here's another singer-songwriter from the early 70s that made only a couple albums. And they were, just absolutely brilliant. You probably know who I'm going to play. Yeah, here we go. Oh my God. It's Jim Croce.
Operator, well, could you help me place this call? See, the number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated.
Great line.
Isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show.
Oh my God.
I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well.
Great phrasing.
Wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels.
Oh, the bass. So good.
Operator, but could you help me place this call? 'Cause I can't read the number that you just gave me. There's something in my eyes. You know it happens every time.
Oh my God. Come on.
Think about the love.
Thank you,
that I
Will.
thought would save me. But isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that.
Great
and
harmonies.
Give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show.
Thank you, Rick.
I overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels. No, 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 no.
My God,
That's
it's
not
so
the
full.
way it feels. Operator, oh, let's forget about this call. wanted to talk to. Thank you for your time. Oh, you've been so much more than kind.
And then the best line.
You can keep the dime.
Okay, let's think about this. So here's a song that's based on having an operator help you make a call. So if you think about this song, you have to know what a payphone is. You have to know that phone calls used to cost a dime. You have to know that you used to need an operator to make certain kinds of calls, right? You call the operator. Operator, can you help me make this call? Matchbooks. Who writes on matchbooks anymore, right? That these are like common things that happened in a bar. You'd write a number on a matchbook or something, right? There are so many parts of this lyric that have no relevance to today's society that people listening to this, if my kids are listening to this, they don't know what any of this stuff is, right? They don't know what a matchbook is. They don't know what an operator is. They know what a dime is, probably. But they don't know, okay, we've detected copyright stuff in my audio stream. We might be temporarily blocked. This is what I was afraid of. I got to cool it for a second. Okay. So if you think about it, so much of this, the lyrics in this song and many lyrics of the early 70s, do not have the relevance that they have today. And does that matter? Is it nostalgia for people my age? Like sending a fax even has no relevance. People don't even know what that is. Very dated lyrics, Pulsar Light says. How many payphones are still out there, right? Now, if you think about bands like the Beatles, they didn't write necessarily dated lyrics. One of the things about certain being a singer-songwriter that talked about either current events or there's certain types of lyric writers that would write these songs that are timeless. I mean, is Wichita Lineman a song that's timeless? I'm the lineman for the county. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main roads. Searching in the sun for another overload. And the Wichita Lineman still in line. You need a small vacation. Don't look like rain. Okay, yeah, Wichita Lineman. That's something that maybe still could be something where the lyrics could be relevant today, right? The Beatles, what did I just see on there? Time in a Bottle, Jim Croce. Now that, if I could save time in a bottle, the first thing I'd like to do is every day an attorney is to spend them with you. But you never seem to be enough. There never seemed to be enough time to do the things you want to. Once you, I mean, that one, I looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with. Okay, so that is a timeless song. Operator is still timeless, Nick says, right? But my buddy and Jason and I, we keep talking about, yes, the lineman job still exists. My buddy Jason and I keep talking about, we always talk about lyrics that, they use these jeans on the door in the 70s and everything. And how we love the lyrics that don't really have the same relevance that they did. Okay, so something in the stream there that upset the blocking gods. So I think I'm gonna have to stop for now. I keep getting the message here, and I don't want the stream to get blocked, so I'm gonna go. But I'm gonna have to search my my email to see what songs what triggered this, because there's some things that I wanted to do for there are some things that I wanted to do for some of my episodes related to this. So so let me see what I get when I do these videos like this. I get, however many songs I played, I get that many emails from YouTube that says YouTube copyright thing, and then one of them will say blocker. So if the stream is not up in a few minutes or in 30 minutes or so, you'll know what happened. All right. You guys are amazing. Once again, I wanted to come on tonight to say thank you to all you on this channel. This is a place where I come to, work out ideas and things like that. And I really, really appreciate everybody here. You guys are the best. All right. We'll see you later.